This week from Crumbl Cookies, we are going to be trying the sugar featuring Mother's Circus Animal, the strawberry shortcake, the red velvet cupcake, cinnamon fry bread, and mallow sandwich featuring Oreo. Last week, Kevin had such a wonderful experience at Crumbl. What was your experience? Was it the exact same this week?
No.
It wasn't.
It was almost worse than it's ever been. So, but I'll talk about it after we try the cookies. I want to just go ahead and we can try the cookies.
Yeah, well, because some people don't want to hear about all that. They just want the cookie review.
But if you're interested in hearing what my experience was at our store, I'll talk about it after we try the cookies.
Okay, this should be good. I would stay tuned if I were you. Hey, I can't wait to hear because I have not heard.
I won't say it's the worst, but it's yeah.
Okay.
It was at least back.
Because there's been things that we've never even mentioned, like walking in and there's been frosting on the door.
Yeah, that's almost always there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, this should be good. Anyway, we're going to try the cookies first. We're going to try the sugar featuring Mother's Circus Animal.
Do you actually want a piece of the cookie?
Yeah, let's have a piece of the cookie. That's different than when they put a gummy on top. A gummy is chewy and it's usually tough, and I don't want
much to it.
Yeah, I don't want that gummy texture in my cookie. But now I don't mind a little hard cookie on a cookie, you know. So this is it's a rainbow sprinkles cookie with white chips and a Mother's Circus Animal cookie and rainbow sprinkles. That's what this is.
I always like these little circus cookies anyway. With the frosting.
Yeah, the frosted ones are the ones you have to buy.
This is one of the better sugar cookies. Because I really like the sugar cookies anyway. But it's very sweet.
Yeah. Truly tastes like a very traditional sugar cookie that, honestly, it reminds me of what you buy in it reminds me of Pillsbury. I'm just going to say
it's better. I think it's better.
It reminds me of the flavor. And
the flavor's similar, but
I like Pillsbury. Pillsbury is a company that's been around forever.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
These are sweeter.
It's not insulting, I don't think, to be compared to a company that's been around forever and has it down pat, and still making lots of profit. I think it's a good cookie, but if you've ever had a cookie with these little sprinkles, rainbow sprinkles, it tastes like a traditional sugar cookie.
I do like the sprinkles though because they're kind of hard, so you get a little crunch out of them. I like that. They don't have much flavor really, but
it will make a mess in your box. This looked like
all the liquid part of it.
I won't tell you what I thought when I opened the box, but
thought somebody had been murdered.
It's like, oh, who cut their finger? You know, it was a mess. It's really, really runny.
Yeah, I think it's probably okay with it sitting, in the store because it's on a tray. They're not moving it. But once you put it in a box in your car and you're driving and turning and stuff, the liquid's gonna go. Whew.
And the strawberry chunks are so small that they don't resemble strawberry anymore. They instead of being like in a slice or something, or I don't know, they're so small that they just
chopped really fine.
Yeah, it just doesn't resemble. When you look at that, it's like, oh, are those little pieces of pimentos, or it just it doesn't look right. Okay, so this is new. It is a cakey cookie topped with whipped cream, house-made strawberry jam, and chopped strawberries.
So the strawberry jam is very runny.
Yes.
Now your experience might be different. Maybe if it's homemade, maybe they're making it in the store. Maybe some places are thicker than others.
Yeah, it says house made, so I assume that means each store is making their own. They got a recipe, they're making their own.
Or they're getting a big container of it and they're just scooping it out.
True. I have some people that work at Crumbl that watch me. Tell me, did you make yours yourself or did you get it in where like they house made it at the home Crumbl and then shipped it to you all?
I do have to say, it tastes just like strawberry shortcake.
That cookie is Absolutely a cakey cookie.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different from the sugar cookie.
Yeah.
So-
it's softer.
I have had comments saying from people that it seems like the same cookie all the time with different toppings.
No, that's not always. That's usually not the case.
No.
also.
Truly, it's not, because that sugar cookie was 100% a traditional sugar cookie. This cookie is completely different flavor, texture. It is like a little dense piece of cake.
Yeah.
Like a strawberry shortcake.
It's completely different. There are occasions when they've used a similar cookie base, but very, very seldom is that true. Now, all the things that have like frosting like this, they're all going to be a sugar cookie base with something on top. But that's not to say that this one is going to taste anything like that,
No, not
or
at
anything
all.
like any of these.
The strawberries are very, very fresh.
Yeah, if you like strawberry shortcake, you'll like that. It's
Yes.
very nice.
I'm guessing, now I don't know yet because we haven't tried them all. I'm guessing though that's going to be the least
Calories.
sweet.
Oh, gross.
The least sweet out of this group.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
All of the strawberries are pretty sweet.
The strawberries are sweet, but it has that whipped cream on top instead of frosting. That's where I think
Right.
it loses some of the sweetness. But I think it's good that they always have a cookie available that's less sweet for
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who don't like that.
That,
This
I was
one,
expecting that little ball of stuff to be
Oh.
softer, and it's not.
okay, you skipped
Oh, I'm
one.
sorry.
No, I don't care. I
No,
really
I can go,
don't.
I can go with some.
I always put them in order the way that I want to try them, but
No, that's fine.
we could try them whatever. I truly didn't mind. I was just letting you know you scooted
No,
that.
I scooted it out of the way.
This one is the red velvet cupcake, a red velvet cookie with vanilla cream cheese frosting and crumbly red velvet pieces. So
And they did put they put the cream and the crumble on top of this one.
okay,
So,
did they do anything to the other ones?
the ball of little sugar stuff on the next one.
Okay.
The strawberry ones are already made though.
Very thick. And I really like the red velvet. And you can
it's
tell
a
it's
very
red
nice red
velvet.
velvet.
It is. You can tell it's red velvet.
The frosting isn't quite the cream cheese that I'm used to. It's very, very good, but it doesn't come across as the cream. I wonder why they didn't use cream cheese, because that's traditional red velvet.
I know. It's very sweet,
Very good.
but I don't think this frosting is as sweet as their regular frosting. But I really do like the texture. Once again, it's very thick. It is. Reminds me kind of like a cross between a cake and a brownie. Honestly,
I know, it's got that kind of flavor and texture.
And you absolutely, it is distinctly different from just the chocolate. It tastes like red velvet, which a lot of people are like, well, that's just chocolate. Well, but it tastes
It is slightly different.
There's a different flavor to it, and that's good.
Because I know the recipes all just say chocolate cake mix and put red dye in it. But anywhere red velvet I've had, it tastes a little bit different.
Yes.
Than just a chocolate cake.
And
it's a darker chocolate too.
Yes, sometimes the recipe will go overboard, and like you can taste that red dye. This
No,
you can't.
not at all.
It's very, very nice.
Now, do you want me to spread this a little bit?
No, let's just have it just like they did it.
That's hard for me.
Or you could spread it. I don't care.
We'll see how well it cuts.
I can eat it anyway. It's given to me.
Okay.
Okay.
This one.
This is the cinnamon fry bread. A melt in your mouth fry bread cookie. It has smothered with melted butter and topped with a delicious scoop of cinnamon buttercream.
I don't know if it's buttered. I can't tell.
You can because it's glistening.
It is kind of glistening.
It's glistening.
It's got like lighter parts to it.
Mmm. The best part of that, I've already eaten.
The middle part.
I love that cinnamon. That's a good cookie too. Once again, this is more, it's thicker
Super thick.
and
It's a very dense cookie too. Not in a bad way.
that dollop of cinnamon that they put on
Yeah,
top,
you really need to spread it out.
Well, yeah, that would be the best way because it's gonna last longer. Because that truly is the sweetest part, and that gives it so much flavor that, like, I ate that in the first bite. Now it's gone. The cookie itself is still very,
Yeah.
very good, but all the cinnamon's gone. It doesn't have any cinnamon.
The
in
cinnamon's
it.
gone, but you still get that buttery flavor that they
Yes.
put on top.
Yes.
So you still get a very buttery, sweet cookie. It's just not as sweet as when it had the cinnamon ball on top.
And this
It's
cookie
good.
was more done than I've ever seen a crumble cookie. Can you hold that up and show that edge?
Oh, it has like a crispy, like little piece on it.
I don't know if you can see that, but there's a piece there that's hanging off the side at the bottom.
Yeah, it's like a little piece of caramel.
Yeah.
Some of it, although there's no caramel in this, but it's probably sugar.
But that's what it looks like, yeah. But very, very nice texture, flavor, everything. This last one, we've never had one like
No,
this.
it looks like a whoopie pie.
But it doesn't say new, so it's just one that we haven't had yet. It's an Oreo super sandwich is what they're calling it. A fluffy, creamy center sandwich between 2 chocolate brownie cookies with Oreo cookie pieces.
Yeah, Oreo cookies.
So the
are in the
Oreo
middle.
cookie pieces are in the center.
Yeah, they are in ours at least. I don't know if they're supposed to be, but they are.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a clue. Okay.
Yeah, just you can see them all in there.
Yeah. So the fluffy creamy, it should say a fluffy creamy center with Oreo cookie pieces in that part of the sentence because they're together. It's cold.
I think the cream in the middle is cold.
Yes. Well, the cookie feels cold too, to me.
They were just making these up as I was there. Matter of fact, when I first walked in, one of the guys said, "We don't have the Oreo or the strawberry made just yet. Well, it'll be a little while." And I kind of looked at him and said, "Strawberry's right there." It was literally a whole pan of strawberries sitting right there. He said, "Oh, somebody must have already made them." Because I went, "Strawberries right there." And the girl in the back said, "I'm making the Oreo ones right now, so
Right.
they'll be ready in just literally 30 seconds." So
Right.
that guy was just completely wrong.
Well, he just was probably so busy
He was making
that he didn't have time to.
the pan of the cinnamon stuff
Right.
because that's what he carried over and laid down was the pan of cinnamon. I like that chocolate. It's not the sweetest sweetest cookie I've ever had, but it's good.
I like it too. It does taste like Oreo. It
Very much so.
I do think I was wrong though about my choice. Well, I don't know.
It's not a super sweet cookie. It
No, I'm wondering which one. It's between those two. Which one is the least sweet? Would you say the Oreo's the least sweet because it's a very, very dark chocolate? The cookie, it's not as thick because you get 2 of them. You know, so it's like they made one big one and then halved it. So it's not as
They didn't, but it seems like
they did not. No, so
they're
it's
just thinner cookies.
they're thinner cookies, yeah. But it doesn't have that cake like. It's not cake like, but it's just a traditional cookie. But it's very it's darker, like a brownie. And then the cream in the middle is not. It's sweet. It is
It's
sweet.
not as sweet as you would think it.
It's not as sweet as like in an Oreo cookie though.
Right.
It
Or
doesn't
even
have-
it's more like a thick whipped cream than anything.
Right.
I think it's good. I like
But
everything here.
which do you think is the least sweet of these? Because
Um,
people really liked it when we said that last week. When we
What comes
pointed-
across as the least sweet
Uh-huh.
is the Oreo one.
That's what I think too.
Because the strawberries are very sweet.
Yes, they are.
So if you get strawberry with the cookie itself is not that sweet, but the strawberries on top are very sweet.
You have a natural sweetness.
Right.
Yeah.
So that comes across as sweeter. While if you were to look at the calorie information for the nutritional information, it may be less sweet, like physically sweet, but it comes across into your
yeah,
taste
we're going by
buds.
what we taste,
Yeah.
not what the it says on the.
Yeah, my
nutrition.
taste buds don't pick up as much sweetness with the chocolate. That being said, it's not a bitter dark chocolate.
No.
Because the red velvet was much more bitter flavored, like a darker chocolate
A darker
than the Oreo came across as.
Yes, I do think the Oreo is going to be your least sweet though. Even though it looks like it would be like over the top sweet, it's not, and it's because the cookie's so dark,
Yeah.
and the cream isn't really sweet.
Now, if you're diabetic avoiding sugars,
then you don't need to be going to crumble.
well, that's probably true. But you should look at the nutritional information and see what they say. Don't judge by what we're saying we taste.
Which is the sweetest now?
Probably the mother's the sugar cookie probably.
Yeah, there probably is. Yeah, I was gonna say the fry bread, but only because of that dollop.
The dollop. If you're not eating the dollop,
if you're not eating the dollop, the cookie, it's a delicious cookie, but it's not over the top sweet. So overall, it probably is the mother's.
Mm-hmm. My favorite, if you spread out the cinnamon on the fry bread one, that's my favorite. If you spread it out. If you just leave it like that, you get one bite of the cinnamon part. I wouldn't recommend it.
I like it. It's a great cookie. It's my favorite out of the ones this week. But I wish they had done it like the red velvet.
Like there's just a frosting.
I wish they had taken that cinnamon and yes,
piped it on.
Give it all to me. Cover the cookie. I want it to be completely covered with that cinnamon because it is, I think, the best one this week.
That's my favorite overall.
Yes.
I really like the strawberry shortcake.
I do too. That's my second. Yeah, that's going to be my second. Yeah, out of these.
And then there'd be the mother's, and then probably the Oreo, and then the red velvet. Because the red velvet really came across as a very dark. It was, for me, it comes across as very bitter.
I'm going to go with red velvet before Oreo. I'm going to do Oreo last.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and it was very cold too, and I know a lot of people tell me I love a cold dessert, love cold.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
That's great. You'll like that.
Yeah, I didn't mind that at all.
Okay.
Now my experience. So that's the cookies. I think they're all good.
So you can leave now if you could care less about what we experience at our crumble.
So normally when I order, they say hello and stuff, but that's it. Welcome to Crumble. That's what you get when you walk in the door. Normally Tammy mentioned frosting on the door. When you leave, there's always something on the handle when I'm leaving the door.
Which makes you wonder, okay, they have to wear gloves, correct?
Yeah.
So they are making your cookie, handling your cookie with these gloves, and then with the same glove that they've been making cookies with, same glove, opening the filthy door.
Someone has touched the door.
With frosting.
That's not to say they didn't take the glove back off when they got back in. I don't know. I'm just saying there's always either raw cookie on it or some kind of frost. There's always something on the door handle. It could have been there for months and it just has always stayed there. I don't know. I don't know. There's always something there.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Normally, it's pretty clean. Like, I'm just talking about the prep station. I can't see the actual area where they're mixing stuff up. But the prep area is usually pretty clean on the floor and stuff, and the countertop usually has just pans and stuff sticking everywhere. It's kind of disorganized. Last week, it was immaculate. I mean, everything was like, there was nothing on the countertop.
Kevin thinks it was the owner that was there.
I think it was the owner or the manager of the store, because I've never seen this woman before. She was older than the other teenagers or young people working there. She was older, not old, just older. And I'd never seen her before. And she was immaculate as far as the organization of everything. There was no pan sitting on her workstation. They were all in the coolers like they should be, or in the heaters. So it's immaculate. This week I walk in, there's a bucket laying on the counter with 2 trays sitting on top of the strawberry cookies just laying on top of it. I don't know what was in the bucket, probably the strawberry stuff. So, whatever. There was another tray sitting over here. There was a bucket of frosting, which they always have the frostings there, but they have a little place to put them out. I don't know why they don't just put them in there. But there were crumbs on the floor. I'd never seen crumbs on the floor before, so maybe they just dropped a tray and there were crumbs. Anyway, it was a dirtier experience than. That's why I was saying it was almost worse than it ever had been before, because I've never really noticed all the cookie crumbs on the floor.
Because it looked like a bomb went off, huh?
It did. It literally.
Something happened.
Trays are laying everywhere. There's cookie crumbs on the floor. They did not show me my cookies like they did last week.
They didn't. No. Okay, people. I'm glad I hope you stay tuned for that, because I had so many people saying, well, they always show me my cookies. Well, that's good for you, because it does not happen here.
They've never shown our cookies to us until last week when that one woman was there.
So mark that down. That was our one time.
And I even told the woman, I really appreciate you showing me the cookies. And she said, we're trying to do a better job of letting people see the cookies, and we're trying to do a better job.
I'm shocked.
Now, back to what they were doing.
Oh my gosh! So unless she's there, it's like a mother and children.
Like daycare.
Like, yeah, but nobody's minding
The kids are good while the daycare person's there. The minute they leave the room, they go like mad crazy.
Yeah.
They do
The thing though, the thing with the frosting on the door, it reminds me of, we did a review, and I won't call them out who it was because I didn't say it during that video, but we did a review once of some donuts. And when we went in this donut place, these women had gloves on, and they were getting your donuts from the counter, and then they were taking money.
But they never took the gloves off.
With the same gloves. And I don't care if it's not cash, even cards. I think they only took cards. That's fine. You don't know where his card's been. You don't know what fecal fingers have touched his card.
Even if they're not mine, they might be somebody
Yeah,
else's.
that's not clean. A credit card, your card touches everything, and it's filthy.
I agree with you, because they would have.
They're not changing their gloves. They had to have touched the door with those dirty gloves.
What's funny is it's every Monday. It's like that.
So
it's not like it's probably one person doing it every day, every week.
And we've never mentioned this before, but since the experience was stellar last week, and we bragged.
Yeah, that's what you would expect.
You would, because when he went back today, I definitely expected them to open the box again. If nothing else, even if the bomb had gone off, I still expected them to open the box. And to hear you say they didn't do that,
no,
I'm floored.
And it was a girl that gave me the cookies today that I've had before in the past. She's very friendly, super nice. I mean, she does a good job making the cookies and everything. I have no problem with that. It's just, that's not the same experience.
Right, yeah. So you all can leave comments if you want.
So hopefully that owner of our location is watching and saying, look, they've reverted. They've regressed.
I doubt they're watching it. Well, and some people, there were theories going on in the comments last week that some people thought that Crumble had watched our video and that they had sent somebody from the home office.
You never know that if they might have sent a trainer in.
It didn't stick. Good. They need to come back.
That made it worse.
Come back from the home office again. But anyway,
the cookies are good though.
Yeah, if you can't get any other cookie, if you could only pick one this week, my pick would be the cinnamon fry bread.
Yeah, unless you want something fresh, then get the strawberry shortcake.
Yes. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.